Hello and welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by my colleague Gregory Doyle. Greg, we're here tonight for another betting show. From the betting shows I've done previously, this is arguably, I'd say, the closest fight in terms of the bookmakers, what prices we found, and just the fight in general, I'd say. We're here to look at Chris Kongo against Florian Marku. Greg, just before we look at what price you found and what price I've found, looking into this fight, I know you've done a prediction video that will be on our YouTube channel. What were your initial thoughts when this fight got announced?
Yeah, thanks so much, Owen. Great as always to be back on with you. When this fight got announced, I thought, wow, it's a big crossroads fight to see who can kick on and who's going to kind of stay at fringe world level, fringe British level. I just thought it's an intriguing fight for a number of reasons. Chris Congo is capable technically of really showing Florian Marku up for being inferior in technical ability to him. Florian Marku is capable, I think, of hurting Chris Congo. We've seen smaller punchers with the greatest of respect, like Eko Esiman, sorry, hurting Chris Congo. It's just fascinating fight for me for a number of reasons.
Yeah, I think obviously we were speaking about it off camera before we started recording this video. I'd have to agree with everything you said there. And just to touch on sort of what we were discussing, would you class it as a 50-50 fight?
Yeah, I think I would. I think based on the setbacks that Congo's had, his height, his age, the weight that he needs to make, Marco's been a little bit inconsistent with his um, activity. So has Congo. Yeah, I just think Florian Marco punches harder than people give him credit for. Yeah, I just think it's a 50-50. At this moment in time when they're meeting on, this is a 50-50. If you ask me who's got the superior boxing ability, I would say Chris Congo all day.
Yeah, I think definitely I would agree with yourself. You know, Marku punches a lot harder than he gets the respect for, and Chris Kongo is definitely superior in terms of boxing skill. Without going into too much detail before we get carried away, as it is the betting show, I've got my price, you've got your price, so I'll let you take it away, Greg.
Yeah, thanks so much, Owen. So for the people out there watching, there is good odds going about just now because it is a 50-50 fight. I think most bookmakers have got Marku 4 to 5 to win. They've got Chris Congo even money. That shows the kind of fight that this is. I think Chris Congo, especially over 10 rounds, which I believe that this fight is, I think he's got a good chin that he can be hurt. I do fancy Florian Marku to hurt him at times. So if Florian Marku, Owen, is capable of hurting Chris Congo, says drop him once or twice, but Chris Congo's got the pedigree to see the fight all the way, I think 15-8 on Florian Marku to win in points. I think that's quite a good bet. And that may be where my money's going on the night.
Yeah, I looked at that myself. I think it's a great price. And unfortunately there'll be no knockouts. Priced it up tonight. I looked at similar reasons to yourself. I can see Marku taking the fight to Congo early, setting a frantic pace. And you know, Marku's style is going to want to try and get him out of there. But I just think he will. I think he will hurt Congo early. But I think although it's like you say, it's only 10 rounds, I can just see the early rounds going to Marku. And dependent on whether Chris Congo gets dropped or not, I can see as it gets sort of round 5, 6, 7, 8, that's where Congo's sort of boxing ability takes over in the fight. So I'm going to also pick a points victory. I'm going to go for Chris Congo at 5-2. Again, it was a tough before. Obviously, we come on camera because of how close the odds were. Obviously, we discussed what we potentially be looking at, and I think both prices, especially in an accumulator or a coupon, as you'd call it, Greg. I think both prices are fantastic. I think we both sort of agree. Marku is going to bring the fight to Congo. He's going to hurt Congo at some point, and I believe that will be in the early stages of the fight. And whether Congo goes down or not, I think that will definitely be the telltale sign of how the fight's going to go. Let us know in the comments down below, guys, if you take either of mine or Greg's prices, the 15-8 on Florian Marku to get the decision, or the 5-2. for Chris Kongo to get the decision. If you agree with ourselves, if you'll be back in, or if you think you found a better price, again, please let us know in the comments down below. Check out Greg's prediction video for this fight and all our other fight week content. Once again, Greg, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me on.